Men today are running away from marriage, and for good reason. This isn't about immaturity, commitment phobia, or selfishness, as they're frequently labeled, but rather a rational response to a scenario that has become dangerous and unbalanced. Many things are wrong with the modern relationship model, and we need to talk openly about this. Men are losing homes and assets that took them years, sometimes decades, working tirelessly to achieve, simply because they got involved with the wrong woman. Estates built through sweat, sacrifice, and planning are being divided or completely lost in separation processes that ignore who actually built them. Additionally, many are being subjected to true virtual tribunals on the internet, where they are judged, convicted, and cancelled just for being men. The context doesn't matter, the truth doesn't matter. The sentence has already been passed even before the defense. Every masculine behavior today is automatically classified as toxic. Express a firm opinion, machismo, defend a point of view, misogyny, want to lead your own life, fragile masculinity. Men live under constant social surveillance, where any word, gesture, or attitude can be distorted and transformed into fuel for digital lynching. No one can say what they really think or believe anymore without running the serious risk of being bombarded with hate messages, having their reputation destroyed, and worse yet, losing a career they dedicated years to building. We're living in an era where the presumption of innocence doesn't exist for men. Just one accusation, one misinterpreted post, or one anonymous complaint is enough for everything to crumble. And the scariest part, this isn't just happening to public figures, it's happening to ordinary men, workers, family men who simply dared to disagree or didn't fit the expected script. That's why high-value men, those who built solid careers, accumulated wealth, developed emotional intelligence, and learned to value their peace, are consciously choosing not to engage in relationships the traditional way, or, in many cases, to remain completely alone. They did the math. They analyzed the risks. They watched friends, colleagues, and family members go through devastating situations. And they reached the inevitable conclusion: modern marriage, the way it's structured, isn't worth it. Among the many reasons feeding this decision, I'm going to show you 7 other concrete and alarming factors that are making successful and intelligent men flee from marriage like never before. And by the end of this content, you'll understand exactly why this isn't paranoia, bitterness, or exaggeration. It's pure survival strategy. From now on, you'll hear everything the media hides from you, the hidden truth that many fear to speak openly. So subscribe to the channel immediately, hit the bell, leave your like, and comment, "Together we are stronger," so the algorithm pushes this video to more men who are blind to reality. It's no use waking up alone. We need to create a network of conscious and informed men. Now let's get to what really matters. First reason: loss of home ownership, risk of being removed from the residence that was often acquired before the marriage. Imagine working for years, saving every penny, giving up trips and immediate comforts to finally achieve your own home. You sign the mortgage, pay the installments religiously, decorate the place your way, and finally have that feeling of accomplishment and security. Then you get married, and suddenly that property that was exclusively yours becomes considered marital property, even though it was acquired long before the relationship existed. When the marriage ends, what should obviously be yours turns into an endless legal dispute. Men are literally being removed from homes they bought with their own sweat, forced to divide or even completely lose an asset they spent years building. The judicial system frequently ignores who actually paid the mortgage payments, who made the down payment, who was there from the beginning. And the result? You lose not only the wife, but also the roof you earned alone, going back to square one while she continues living in the property or pocketing half the value from the sale. Second reason: pressure for personality change, expectation to transform after marriage, abandoning hobbies and friendships. At the beginning of the relationship, she says she loves exactly who you are. Your laughs with friends, your hobbies, your workout routine, your weekend football games, your video game nights, or your barbecues with the guys. She swears she doesn't want to change anything about you. But as soon as the marriage is official, The silent pressure begins, or not so silent, for you to mature and abandon everything that was always part of your identity. Suddenly, going out with friends becomes a reason to fight. Your hobbies are ridiculed as childish things. That friend group you've had for years, now they're bad influences that need to be cut from your life. The message is clear. You need to transform into another person, more convenient, more controllable, more suited to her vision of what a real husband should be. And when you resist, comes the emotional guilt, comparisons with other husbands, and the label of immature. Little by little, the man she said she loved disappears, replaced by a domesticated and unhappy version of himself. Third reason, fear of being used as wife's personal ATM. Woman earns her own salary, but expects the man to pay all the bills while she saves her money. We live in an era where women have conquered, and rightfully so, financial independence. They work, have their careers, and earn their own salaries. But here's the catch. Even though they earn well, many expect the man to continue paying for absolutely everything, while her salary remains untouched, saved for her personal projects, her purchases, her individual desires. He pays the rent or mortgage, the water, electricity, internet, groceries, gas, entertainment, restaurants. Everything comes out of his pocket. Meanwhile, her money? That stays reserved for clothes, beauty salon, trips with girlfriends, and that emergency reserve that only she controls. The man literally becomes a walking ATM, working double to support two standards of living. His, full of responsibilities, and hers, full of financial freedoms. And if he questions or asks for a fair division, he's accused of being stingy, controlling, or less of a man. The trap is set, and he only realizes it when he's already caught in it. Fourth reason, financing cosmetic surgeries and procedures. Pressure to pay for facial harmonization, fillers, Botox, lipo, implants, and other procedures that easily reach $50,000 to $100,000. Aesthetic pressure has never been higher, and with it came a billion-dollar industry of cosmetic procedures promising instant transformation. Facial harmonization, lip fillers, Botox, liposuction, silicone implants, rhinoplasty, the list never ends. And guess who's frequently pressured to foot this bill that easily exceeds $50,000, potentially reaching $100,000 or more? The man enters marriage thinking expenses will be divided evenly, but soon discovers there's an implicit or explicit expectation that he finance these improvements to her appearance. After all, according to the distorted logic, he should want her to look even more beautiful. The problem is, these procedures never end. There's always something new to do, always a new dissatisfaction emerging, always a next essential procedure. While he works exhaustively to pay for expensive aesthetic clinics, his own assets and personal projects get left behind. And if he refuses, comes the emotional blackmail, comparisons with other husbands who value their wives, and accusations that he doesn't care about her. Fifth reason, financing wife's extended family. Pressure to financially help in-laws, siblings-in-law, and her relatives with loans that are never paid back. When you marry, theoretically you're joining your life with hers, not with her entire family tree. But reality is quite different. Many men discover too late that marriage became synonymous with becoming the financial provider not just for the wife, but for in-laws, siblings-in-law, cousins, uncles, and even distant acquaintances who appear with constant financial emergencies. Father-in-law needs money to fix the car. Sister-in-law wants a loan to open a business that never gets off the ground. Mother-in-law needs help with the month's bills. And so it goes, in an endless cycle of requests that always come with the promise of repayment, a promise that never materializes. The man who refuses to help is immediately labeled as selfish, insensitive, and ungrateful. The emotional pressure is brutal, and many give in to avoid conflicts in the marriage. The result? Thousands of dollars draining away to support an entire family that isn't yours, while your own dreams and financial plans sink silently. And when the marriage ends, all that money thrown away never comes back, but the debts and damage stay with you. Sixth reason, high costs of legal separation proceedings. Litigious divorces can be expensive in attorney fees, expert assessments, and time. Nobody gets married thinking about divorce, but the reality is that millions of marriages end, and when they end contentiously, the financial and emotional damage is devastating. A judicial separation process can easily cost tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in attorney fees, court costs, accounting expert assessments, property valuations, and an infinity of bureaucratic fees that bleed your wallet over the months or years the process drags on. Besides the direct cost, there's the cost of lost time. Endless meetings with lawyers, hearings that interrupt your work routine, mental energy drained by a conflict that seems endless. Meanwhile, your productivity plummets, your professional opportunities escape, and your mental health goes down the drain. High-value men do the math and realize, even if the marriage works out for a few years, the risk of a costly and destructive divorce is too high. It's like investing in a business where the chances of catastrophic loss outweigh any possible return. It's simply not worth the risk. Seventh reason, sabotage of professional growth, jealousy and complaints that prevent him from focusing on his career, working overtime, or accepting promotions that require dedication. High-value men didn't get where they are by chance. They invested time, energy, and sacrifice into building their careers. Sleepless nights, working weekends, courses, certifications, networking. All of this is part of the journey toward professional success. But when they enter a relationship or marriage, many discover that this same focus and dedication that made them successful is now seen as a problem. Accept a promotion that requires more work hours. She complains you don't spend enough time at home. Take a specialization course on Saturdays? Accusation that you prefer your career over her. Travel for work to close an important deal? Unfounded jealousy and mistrust. Little by little, the man is faced with an invisible ultimatum. Either you stop growing professionally or the marriage ends. Many give in, sacrifice their ambitions, and years later look in the mirror and no longer recognize the successful man they used to be. Intelligent men have noticed this pattern and are choosing to protect what they've built. And that means, many times, staying alone, free to reach their full potential without sabotage disguised as love. If this video made sense to you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment gratitude. This helps the algorithm spread this message to other men who need to know the teachings of our channel. Each interaction strengthens this mission to open eyes and rescue male self-esteem. Thank you for being here. Keep following along, because every week we bring reflections and tools to help you recover emotional control and become your best version. Big hug. And see you in the next video.